Stick around because there's a brand new Humble Bundle that just launched today, so if you're interested in FPS, assets, and a couple games, stick around and check that or skip to the end. Hey everyone, the Unity Software Bundle Fantasy Game Dev, Games and Game Dev Assets Bundle is ending soon. In just about a day, 13 hours and 46 minutes. That's not that much time to grab some amazing content. So let's get started. Odin. Who doesn't like Odin? I've never actually used it. Why? Because I make assets and I don't want people to have to use Odin in order to use the assets. However, I've heard so many amazing things that I'm jealous about the people who can use it. And I think you should all get the asset, this bundle, in order to get the asset. I mean, it's 25 bucks. They say 30. That's a lie. Let's talk about Bakery. Another asset I've never used. Why? Because it requires a Windows PC. I use a Mac. I know. I'm one of those guys. It's just the way it is. I was raised on an Apple II and a Mac Plus and an Apple II GS and talk about RPG Builder. This is one of those frameworks. If you don't want to do all the coding for your game, then you should get RPG Builder. There you go. It's got some great videos telling you all about the different stuff you can do. It's expanding all the time, has a huge community right now, and they keep adding all these common RPG systems and mechanics that you've probably seen in other games. If you want the mechanics that they have in RPG Builder, then this is an amazing deal to get a $175 asset for only 25 bucks. Screw the rest. Just get this bundle for this one asset. Here's a couple games. The Minute of Islands, Waking. I know nothing about them. Oh, and this Unity course. Training is good, education is good. It says it's worth $500. Let's talk about Octave 3D level design. Again, I haven't used it. This is one of those things that I would like to use, get some demos up with the Medieval Environment Pack from Infinity PBR, because I think it would be really cool just to have some pre-made modules. The idea of being able to create some prefabs and then have a level created, with procedural math rather than by hand would be really cool. Node Canvas. Node Canvas is another asset. I mean, it's used by these big games, Shroud of the Avatar, Ghost of a Tale. All these great games use it, and I think you should too. This is sad. I haven't used any of these assets so far, but I want to say that I have heard amazing things about Node Canvas. Spline tools are really cool. So here's one, and I know nothing about it aside from splines are really cool. Obviously, if you're going to make the next Mario Kart or really almost anything that needs splines, you're going to probably find a lot of use out of a spline tool because it's math that you could probably do yourself, but you don't have to do yourself. I am a huge fan of environments. If you know anything about Infinity PBR, you know we like pretty things, and this package looks very pretty. I haven't used this one yet. I bought the bundle when it first started, but I haven't downloaded anything yet, and this is just a really pretty forest, and I'm a fan of pretty forests, so. Not sure about Brute Force Grass Shaders. Get some good reviews on the asset store here. A lot of good reviews there. The style of this grass isn't for me. However, I imagine you could get a more realistic look out of it. I'm not sure. But it looks really cool. The idea that you can like walk through it and get the grass to go down and then the grass pops up again. That's just really neat. So certainly this is something that I think when I get to the point of level design in Legend of the Stones, I will look into this and other tools that do similar things in order to get some really cool visuals into the game. Mountain Trees Dynamic Nature. I said the wrong word. I said nature. That's not the word. Dynamic Trees. Nope, that's not it either, is it? Give me 5 seconds. Mountain Trees Dynamic. I don't know why it says publisher Unity, because Unity is not the publisher. This is published by Nature Manufacture, who makes such wonderful assets like the Forest and Meadow Environment Packs, which I know you've seen, unless you're brand new to Unity. then maybe you haven't. But you should check this out. It's an amazing publisher. It produces great work. I'm using it in my game. Maybe you should too. Here's another asset that I think is worth checking out. Dark Fantasy Gigantic Environment. Fan of these types of packs. Packs that have sort of fantasy medieval style. Not something I would produce out of the box. Usually we produce stuff that is more clean and new and less destroyed. So it's good to see something that isn't what we would produce. Maybe I'd use this in Legend of the Stones. Certainly I can't produce everything quickly enough that I'd want to use, and there's some cool stuff here. I love the floor there and the bookshelves with all those books. So this is definitely something to check out. Again, whole bundle's only 25 bucks. This scene right there was amazing. I love this scene as well. These alleyways are really cool to see. So fantasy adventure asset or fantasy adventure environment, not my style. This looks kind of like, it's a little bit like Zelda Breath of the Wild. It looks nice. I won't be making a game that looks like this. It's just not my style, but it looks really cool. Now, medieval weapons, however, this ultimate pack. This is pretty cool. No videos, but a whole bunch of photos here. And you can see the quality of these weapons. For $99, that's a steep price for weapons. They are high quality though, and there's some shields too, it looks like. Oh yes, and I love the back of these shields. I've got shields in my weapons and armor packs, and I gotta say, the back of these shields are phenomenal. I wish I had this on the back of my shields. Big castle kit. Now I think this, let's see, is this older? Releases. First released in 2016, so it's not terribly old. 5 years old. That's new enough. MMORPG, again, like RPG Builder Complete Project. If you like the mechanics that are shown in the demos and the description, and you just want to create a game with these mechanics, then this is a great way to do it rather than coding it all yourself. Fantasy Sounds Bundle. Let's hear some. Shameless plug. That pack sounds very similar to my Magic and Melee customizable sound library. So, of course, you should get that pack as part of the bundle. You can't have too much hardware. However, I would like to point out that my Magic and Melee customized sound library is really cool. Let's talk about the GUI Pro Kit Fantasy RPG. GUIs are very specific to your aesthetic. What do you want to use in your game? Now, this might not be the aesthetic for you. However, if you're going to make a mobile game, might as well give it a try. You're going to replace it maybe with your own stuff later, but for prototyping, any sort of UI and GUI asset I think is really great. I use GUI assets for Legend of the Stones. I fully expect to change them later to something I create myself or pay someone to make. But when you're prototyping, there's really nothing better than having some quality graphics on the screen. So, well worth the price of the bundle. Mobile Tools Complete Game. I don't know what this is, so I'm not going to speak to it. Infinity Cloud, same deal. I've never used it. The video looks really nice. Clouds are really cool. There's a lot of those options on the store. They all seem to have their pluses and minuses. Same thing, this Fury S2 Sorceress, which is spelt wrong. It looks cool. They're dancing, not sure why. I don't know if that means these animations are not included. In my opinion, if they're dancing, they're probably not including the animations. Because if they were included, 80 animations, alright, so maybe the dance animation is kept in there. I don't know why they're dancing. That's not particularly helpful to me. Plus, this is Unreal. So, you're watching an Unreal Engine demo for a package for Unity. RPG Fantasy Pack. Well, RPG Fantasy stuff, that is right up my alley. That's cool. Let's check this out. I think you get what, 6 characters. Not bad. It's $25 is worth 6 characters. They all seem to have the same animations. They might be humanoid animations, so therefore retargetable. Even their hands seem to all be in the same spot, even though their weapons are slightly different sizes. Got taunts. Yeah, so they all seem to have the same animations. Human retargetable. That's cool. Low Poly Tools Bundle. Wait, is this the Polaris train engine? Or... oh wow, it's all of these together? Wait a minute. This is $175 and it's in the $1 tier? Holy cow. Alright, so you get a lot of stuff there. Now I haven't used any of these, but that's 4 different assets. Wow, that's pretty good. Alright, go ahead, get it. Dark Fantasy Kit. Another cool art asset perhaps from Rude Mark Studio. Definitely some... ooh, 2K, that's cool. Definitely some more interesting objects. That sound pack. Get it. And then finally the Medieval Houses Modular Volume 1. Let's look at these pictures bigger because that looks really cool, right? That looks like a little bit like Skyrim. It's a shame these textures are repeating. That's too bad. Now, of course, I am working on my Medieval Environment Pack, which you can get right now, and I'm working on updates to the package, which would add more facades and houses. So, technically, there's competition here, but I fully believe that competition doesn't exactly exist on the Asset Store the way it does in other places. So, you can get both this and my pack and enjoy them both in the same game, perhaps. But that's not it. There's a whole other mega bundle that just started today. Let's check it out. And in case you're wondering, I did buy this bundle and I paid above the asking price because I think it's totally worth it. So let's check out the FPS games and game dev assets from Unity and all these Asset Store publishers and a couple games as well. Let's start with UFPS, Ultimate FPS. This is from publisher Opsiv, who's I met them in person a couple times. They're very nice people. I've never used this because I'm not making an FPS, but everyone who's anyone uses UFPS. And then what is this? A $250 sci-fi characters mega pack? Let's see how many are in there. This is from Protofactor. Protofactor makes these giant packs filled with a ton of characters. This one has 20 characters in it. That's a lot. That's about 5 pennies per character if you break down the bundle into its different components. Character movement fundamentals I have not heard, but I've heard from wonderful people that this is a wonderful package that does really good work on character movement. Now obviously this little blob is a little blob, but apparently things like these moving platforms and whatnot are not easy to do. And this asset makes it easy. So, check it out. I actually might be trying this at one point for the Barbarian 2 if I ever make the Barbarian 2. Then we have Highlight Plus, once more an asset. This one I'm going to actually try to use for Legend of the Stones because I've heard great things about it, and the reality is I want this. I want highlights when you get close to an item, and I want the player to see the item and make sure they see it because they have some special skill that makes them see things that others can't. Then this Highlight Plus will come in handy. And Cronect is another great publisher, does great work on the Asset Store. Very well known, very trustworthy. A couple of games, it looks like one's a sequel of the other. Play them. Polarith AI Movement. Now earlier on the Unity Asset Store there was a Twitch stream and I saw them using this and talking about this, but then I had to go back to work, so I didn't get to finish hearing what they were saying about it. Speaking of sensors, now we have Sensor Toolkit, another asset which I am going to try to implement in Legend of the Stones because it has sensors. And if you are like me, you don't want to code your own ability to look and see and sense other things. So if somebody else has done that for you, and it's 20 bucks or even cheaper as part of this Humble Bundle, then you probably want to give it a try because it might save you hours and hours and hours of time. Now we have this super multiplayer shooter template. That's cool. I'm not going to use it, but you know what? All these template projects I think are pretty neat if you just want to get going without coding your own stuff. Seascape City System is an ultra optimized, powerful cityscape generator that is able to create thousands of unique buildings. That's pretty impressive. Sure, it looks like a city. I wonder how they look close up. A lot of times cities seem to look good from far away, but once you get up close, you can tell that they're kind of low resolution. So, anyways, I'm not going to use it, but maybe you'll find it interesting. 3D Sci-Fi Kit Volume 3, a whole bunch of stuff for 80 bucks, cheap. Oh, that's cool. That's some good looking art, I think. If you like sci-fi stuff, it's very clean. Looks like it's modular, hopefully, and just a lot of pieces. I wonder if it comes with the terrain as well. Either way, it looks like a solid pack. I do not know what the impact physics interaction system is, so let's check it out. It says it's a powerful and flexible material-based interaction system for producing interactions such as audio, particles, and decal interactions. I feel like I missed the exciting part with the ragdoll on the ground. There we go, that's exciting. That ragdoll is not having a good day. Ooh, gosh. Next, we have the animated hands with weapons pack. I'm assuming it has hands and weapons, and they're animated. Post-apocalyptic world pack. Is it the entire world or just a slice of the world? It looks like a fairly detailed package. I wonder when it was published. Published in 2021, so it's a newer package. Good stuff if this is what you're looking for. Lockdown, very appropriate. Copywritten 7-Eleven sign in the background. Oops. Pro tips tooltip system. Why would you use a tooltip? I guess if you're doing a strategy game or, oh yeah, I guess dialogue perhaps, or messages over your other UI. Tooltips are very helpful in many applications. It looks like these are decent examples for Unity games as well. Skip forward to the video. A tooltip would run off the canvas. That's cool. Next, we have two assets that are similar: RV Smart AI and RV Honor AI. And I don't know what the difference is between the two, but I think they are from the same publisher. Honor AI is the ultimate high-performance and flexible AI solution, and Smart AI is a lightweight, flexible, and high-performance utility AI framework. Alright, so this says it has 20 music packs. That's not 20 tracks, but it's 20 packs. 5 gigabytes of music, okay. Track previews, all these packs, and how much is in each of these packs? So 5 original tracks there. Let's just see, is there 5 in each of them? This one has 5. If one more has 5, then I think there's a trend. Indeed, so this is like 100 songs for 45 bucks is insanely cheap for music. And as part of the bundle, that is ridiculous. Another UI thing I said about the fantasy one, I like GUIs. I'm never, hey, this is fantasy. What's going on here? Sci-fi survival. Well, clearly they're linking to the wrong pack. Sci-fi gun sounds. Alright, we'll just assume those are gun sounds. Let's move on to the sci-fi weapons arsenal. What is this? Is this 2D? It looks like it's probably 3D. Let's see the video. Yeah, 3D. They look nice. They're a little toonish to me. I don't know if you're getting that too, but they seem a little less realistic, but would look good in many games. They're very detailed. Oh, and you can customize the colors with the shaders. That's nice. Oh, nice. And it comes with a custom shader graph that you can probably edit yourself. That's nice. Good touch there. And then we have the Citadel Desert Environment Pack. Now, I heard from some folks on my Discord that maybe this package is not as good as it looks right here. That maybe once you get up close and personal with these objects, they don't hold up. And then we got the TPS, third-person shooter system and vehicle physics. And this one is a third-person shooting system. Probably comes with vehicle physics. So I don't know how it relates to the other character controller. This one is more full-fledged. Looks like for a third-person game, some complete project that maybe you can modify or just use and replace the scenery with cool scenery, and the bad guys with cool bad guys, and the player with a cool player, and then make yourself a game that will make you tons of money. Oh, did we skip this one? Footstep and Foley sounds. Well, that's great. You should always have footstep sounds. And finally, we have the shooting range interiors. So now that you have all these FPS and TPS assets, you can take those animated hands and animated guns and go to the shooting range and make yourself a VR project and practice your VR gun shooting. It's a very clean shooting range. Very clean shooting range. Well, there you have it. We have the new FPS Games and Game Dev Assets Mega Bundle, and I am still the 5th highest ranking customer on this bundle. Thank you very much. And we have the Fantasy Bundle, which is been extended for another 2 weeks. Maybe you missed this bundle for the last 2 weeks, and if you did, now's your chance to get it. So I've bought them both. I'm going to use some of them in my game. It's a business expense. In my area, I get a tax write-off, so that makes it even better. Talk to your tax professional. Well, there you go, everybody. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe and share it with the folks. If you do want these bundles, get them with the links below. They are affiliate links for my Humble Bundle partnership, and you're clicking on that link and then buying the bundle gives some money to Infinity PBR, which means we can hire people to make more cool things and maybe eventually have a second Humble Bundle of our own, if we are lucky and are able to produce more stuff. So thank you for clicking those links if you're going to buy these bundles. Have a great night, everyone.